Good morning, my friends, and welcome to our Tuesday Structured Literacy lesson. All you need right now are your iPad, your headphones, your strong listening ears, and to be ready to be saying these sounds and these words and these letter names out loud so that we can hear you, because Miss Meadows, Miss Walter, and Miss Brennan are all going to be walking around and watching you. So do your best learning, practice out loud, and I can't wait to see who my structured literacy leader is going to be today. And then we are going to zoom right onto our first letter, name, and sound. So can you tell me the name of this letter? X, and the sound it makes is X. And word that starts with this letter? I think of xylophone or X-ray. Ooh, what are the names of these letters? Q, U, and they make the sound Qu together. Very good. And a word that starts with this sound is maybe quack. Good. Now, name of this letter and W, and the sound it makes is W. Name that or word that Miss Meadows is like can't talk today. Goodness gracious. And a word that starts with W is Miss Meadows thought of water. Maybe you thought of something different. Next one, let's see if I can do this one without getting all jarbled up with what I'm saying. Name of this letter is V, and the sound it makes is V. Word that starts with this letter? I thought of vacuum. Maybe you thought of something different or maybe the same. Name of this letter? And the sound it makes? S says S. Word that starts with this letter? I thought of salt. Maybe you thought of salt too, or maybe you thought of something different. Name of these letters? F, and the sound they make? F. Now remember, this is our floss rule. So when two F's are together like this, they come at the very end of the word and they follow a short vowel. So can anyone think of a floss rule word that ends with the two F's? I thought of cliff. Maybe you thought of something similar. The name of these two letters? L, and the sound they make? L, and a floss rule word that ends in these two letters? I thought of cell. Maybe you thought of that too. Name of these two letters? S, and the sound they make? S, and a floss rule word that ends in two S's? I thought of hiss. Name of these two letters? Z, and the sound they make? Z, and a floss rule word that ends in these two letters? I thought of buzz. Name of this letter? J, and the sound it makes? J, and a word that starts with J? I thought of jam. Now remember, your word doesn't have to be the same as my word. It could be different, but how cool if they did end up being the same. That would be crazy, but remember, if you say a word that's different than my word, you're not getting it wrong. That doesn't mean you're getting it wrong. That's just the word that I came up with, and then if you couldn't come up with one, you can use my word. Name of this letter? L, and the sound it makes? L, and a word that starts with this letter? I thought of late. Name of this letter? and the sound it makes. K says k, and a word that starts with this letter. I thought of kangaroo. Name of this letter. Z, and the sound it makes. Z, and a word that starts with this letter. I thought of zucchini. What a delicious treat we sometimes have for our snack. Name of this letter. Y, and a sound it makes. Y, and a word that starts with this letter. I thought of yo-yo. Name of this letter. E, and the sound it makes. And a word that starts with this letter. I thought of elephant. The name of this letter. R, and the sound it makes. R, and a word that starts with this letter. I thought of rain because it's been doing a lot of raining today. Name of this letter. U, and the sound it makes. And a word that starts with this letter. I thought of umbrella because of the rain again. Name of this letter. O, and the sound it makes. And a word that starts with this letter. I thought of olives. I don't really like olives though, so I don't know why that's what came to my mind. Name of this letter. I, and the sound it makes. I, and a word that starts with this letter. I thought of itchy because it's the itchy letter I. Name of this letter. A, and the sound it makes. And a word that starts with this letter. I thought of apple. Very good job. Kiss your brain, because we are moving on to practicing some of our blending. Alrighty. Are you ready? This one is one of our words that breaks our rules. So even though that O is in the middle of the word with no magical letter at the end, it makes the long sound. So let's blend this one out together. Ready? Go. K, old, cold. Now, I did that one with you. I want to see now if you can do these ones on your own. So Miss Meadows is going to go whoop and not say anything because I want to hear you. And remember, your headphones have that special microphone you can put down so that I can hear you. When you put that microphone down, it makes it so that your voice blending these goes right into my ear. So make sure that microphone is down and make sure you're blending out loud so I can hear you. This one is one of our floss rule words. Ready? Go. Mess. Fuzz. Will. Now I'm going to pause for a second. If I am going too fast for you, remember you can pause the video and go at your own speed if you need to. If you're like, Miss Meadows, I know these, and you want to kind of put it in like a little bit of a faster thing, then you can do that too. But if you are thinking, Miss Meadows, this is way too fast, please slow down, you are free to pause at any time and say, okay, I need to focus on this word. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to practice this word a couple times, okay? But we're going to keep moving along. Off. call, bull, roll, wall, toll. Very good job. Kiss your brain. If you are thinking, Miss Meadows, that felt a little bit tricky and I wish I could practice that a little bit more because some of those words I got wrong, feel free to rewind and go back. Remember, it is not a race to see who finishes first. If that was hard and you got some wrong, go ahead and go back and try it again. Forward, we are learning a brand new skill today. We're going to learn something new. And what we are learning is our first digraph. Can you say digraph? Very good. And what a digraph means is we are taking two consonants, we are shoving them together, and they are going to make one sound together as a team. Okay? So the one we're learning today, drum roll. Give me a drum roll. Is the CK rule. We are learning about CK when we squish it together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead from this slide really quick and I'm going to show you this slide, okay? So right here you'll see our C and our K are going to work together as a team to make the K sound. Can you say that sound? Say K. Very good. So we know that C can make the K sound, and we know that K can make the K sound. When we put them together, they don't say K, K. They don't say it two times. They only say it once. It's a digraph. It's one sound. So this picture, do you have any idea what this might be of? They are kicking the ball. Kick the ball. So kick is spelled K-I-C-K, because this CK digraph is only going to come after short vowel sounds. So if you look here, we've got a picture of a k, a, k, clock. Here we've got r, a, k, rock. Here we've got k, ick, like we saw in our last slide. And here we've got Miss Meadows' favorite animal, d, k, duck. So we know that C and that K work together to make the K sound. So now, do you think you're ready to blend? If you're not ready to blend and you need to rewatch Miss Meadows explain that, go ahead and go back. Otherwise, let's get started with our blending. I'm going to do the first two with you because this is a new skill, and then I want to see if you can do it on your own. Ready? P, ick, pick. Rack. Rack. Your turn. Try it on your own. Deck. Sock. Puck. Dock. Back. Duck. Tack. Lick. Very good job. Kiss your brain. Move on though. We are going to move on to writing. If you're a Miss Walter friend, grab your composition notebook and a pencil. If you're a Miss Meadows friend, go ahead and get a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. If you need to pause the video to go grab those, that's a great idea so you don't miss what you're doing. But I'm going to assume you are ready to go and you have what you need, so let's move forward. Ooh, I like this. We are writing a capital letter M, which makes the sound. Go ahead and write the capital letter M. Go ahead and pause if you need, but I'm going to move forward and assume you've done it. Next, we are writing the lowercase letter M, which makes the sound. Go ahead and write lowercase m. Pause if you need more time. Next, we are writing capital letter S, which makes the S sound. Go ahead and write capital letter S. If you have a whiteboard and you're one of my friends and you want to add those lines, sometimes that's helpful so you can make sure you're touching the top and touching the bottom. Next, we are doing lowercase letter S, which makes the S sound. Next, we are doing capital letter T, which makes the T sound. And now we are doing lowercase letter T, which makes the T sound. Very good job. Now we are going to build some letters, some words together. And I'm going to think, I want to spell what is Miss Meadows' favorite animal. Can you tell me what it is? What's Miss Meadows' favorite animal? A duck. Right, so the sounds in duck, let's say them together. Ready? D, k, duck. So the first letter I need, can you help me? What's the first letter I need? A D, k. It's the first letter. Can you tell me in your microphone? Right, it's D. I need this letter, D. So I'm going to move that to my first spot. Oops, sometimes she's hard to grab. I'm going to move her there. And now, D, k. What's that second vowel sound? Which one of my vowels can you tell me? If you said you are correct. You are correct. Get it? D, and then I have that last sound, that k sound. That's going to be our brand new digraph, CK, coming into the mix. Now let's sound it out together. Ready? D, k. Duck. Go ahead and write that word if you haven't already. Now, I want to change duck to say puck. Let's sound that out together. Ready? P, k. Puck. Which letter needs to change? We want it to say p, k. The first one, the second sound, or the third sound? From duck to puck. If you said that first sound needs to change, you are right. I'm going to get rid of that D, and I'm going to change it to which of these letters? If you said P, P, you're correct. Now we have P, k, puck. Very good. Now go ahead and write that if you haven't had a chance to. Pause the video if you need time to write it. Now, I want to change puck to pack. Let's say all the sounds in pack together. Ready? P, a, k, pack. What letter needs to change? The first sound, the middle sound, or the end sound to turn puck into pack? Go ahead and tell me. If you said the middle sound, you would be correct. I want to get rid of the sound and replace it with a different vowel. So what vowel would go in pack? If you said A, you would be correct. Very good job. Awesome. Now let's go ahead. Kiss your brain. Great job blending. Remember, our sight words are words that have heart parts. We can't usually sound them out, so we have to memorize them by heart. Can you show me a heart? We have to memorize these words, okay? So I'm going to click through. I want you to practice writing them and saying them. Tell me this word. This word is was. If you can tell me a sentence with the word was in it, go ahead. I thought of I was going to the playground. Was. Go ahead and write it. Next one is of. Tell me a sentence with of. I thought I was thinking of you all weekend. Go ahead and write of. Next word is you. Think of a sentence with you in it. You are so special. Go ahead and write you. Next word is put. Tell me a sentence with put in it. Put your toys away. Go ahead and write put. Next word is push. Tell me a sentence with push. Do not push at school. Write push. Remember to pause if you need to. Next word is or. Tell me a sentence with or. Do you want pizza or hot dogs? Write the word or. Next word is for. Tell me a sentence with for. What are you dressing up as for Halloween? Write for. Next word is my. Tell me a sentence with my. My class is so special. Write my. Next word is by. Tell me a sentence with the word by in it. I walk by the school. Write by. Next word is why. Tell me a sentence with the word why in it. Why are you so special and great? Next word is walk. Tell me a sentence with the word walk in it. I walk home from school. Write walk. And last one, or sorry, I don't think this last one. This one is talk. Tell me a sentence with the word talk in it. It is so fun to talk to your friends. Write talk. This word is into. Tell me a sentence with the word into. I go into the store. Write into. All right, let's move on to reading. Let's read together. You can put your whiteboards away at this point. Pause the video, put your whiteboards away. Then when you come back, let's read this together. Here we go. Hen put on his red socks. I love your socks, Duck said. Pause the video and read it on your own. Next one, let's read together. My red socks give me luck, hen said. Duck pulls a rock from his sack. My pet rock gives me luck, duck said. Pause and read it on your own. Very good job. We are all done for today, so you know what your directions are after this. It was so special learning with you. Thanks for joining me.